Welcome to this session on ports and protocols in networking, specifically in the context of medical devices. We'll explore how communication standards allow devices like ventilators, infusion pumps, and imaging systems talk to hospital networks reliably and securely. Ports and protocols are the languages behind the scenes that make everything run smoothly. In this presentation, I'll break down what ports and protocols are, why they matter in healthcare, and how engineers can use this knowledge to design safer, more efficient systems. Imagine a hospital with dozens of interconnected devices, patient monitors, ventilators, infusion pumps, and even mobile apps for doctors. Without a standard way for these systems to talk, it would be just chaos. Ports and protocols provide order, like rules of the road. They ensure that information flows correctly from one point to another. For example, a heart monitor sending ECG data to a central station relies on TCP/IP to deliver information safely. The reliability and security of these protocols direct impact patient safety. So what exactly are ports and protocols? Think of a protocol as a set of rules, a common language that computers use to exchange information. Protocols like TCP, UDP, and HTTP govern how data travels through networks. Ports, on the other hand, are like doorways in a house. Each port number identifies a specific service. For example, port 80 for web traffic or port 443 for secure web traffic. In medical devices, these doorways and rules determine how securely and efficiently a device can share data with others. Knowing them is essential for troubleshooting, designing, and safeguarding connected healthcare systems. Let's look at some of the most common protocols you'll encounter in medical device networking. First, TCP/IP. This is the backbone of nearly all modern communication. Then there's HL7. This is widely used for exchanging medical records between systems. DICOM is another. This is crucial for sharing medical images like MRIs or X-rays. Other protocols include SNMP, which helps manage devices on a network, and MQTT, which is a lightweight protocol that's gaining a bit of traction in IoT-based healthcare devices. Each has its strengths and limitations, and understanding when to use them is key to designing reliable, interoperable medical technologies. Specific port numbers matter a lot in healthcare environments. For instance, DICOM often uses port 104, while HL7 might use port 2575. Standard web services run on port 80 or 443, which medical web interfaces rely on. SNMP usually runs on port 161, which is useful for managing device performance and alerts. Knowing these numbers helps with troubleshooting. If a port is blocked by a firewall, data might never reach its destination. In a hospital, that could mean critical patient data doesn't arrive on time. So engineers must be familiar with these details to ensure seamless and secure connectivity in medical systems. Here's where it gets real. Examples in action. A patient monitor sends vitals through HL7 messages to an electronic health record system. An MRI machine uses DICOM over port 104 to transfer images to a radiology workstation. Infusion pumps connect via secure web interfaces on port 443 for remote monitoring. These examples show that ports and protocols aren't just abstract concepts. They're the invisible infrastructure that ensure devices communicate safely and effectively. Understanding these real-world cases helps engineers bridge the gap between theory and practice in medical device networking. With so many connected devices, security becomes a major challenge. Open ports can be exploited by attackers if not properly secured. Protocols that lack encryption, like older versions of HL7, may expose patient data. Unauthorized access to a device that could allow tampering with critical functions. To reduce risks, engineers must enforce strict access controls, encryption, and firewall rules. Regular updates and monitoring are also key. The takeaway: ports and protocols are double-edged swords. They enable life-saving communication, but if neglected, they can introduce vulnerabilities into healthcare systems. What can healthcare and IT teams do? Start with mapping out what protocols and ports your devices actually use. Avoid leaving unnecessary ports open and configure firewalls carefully. Use secure versions of protocols, for example, HTTPS instead of HTTP. When designing new medical devices, build in security from the start rather than adding it later. Document configurations clearly so maintenance teams know how to troubleshoot. By following these best practices, you can reduce the risk of miscommunication, downtime, and security breaches that could impact both hospital operations and patient safety. The future of networking in healthcare is evolving fast. We'll see more IoT and cloud-connected devices using lightweight protocols like MQTT. 5G will also bring faster, more reliable communication for mobile medical devices. Artificial intelligence will increasingly rely on real-time data streams from multiple devices, making secure and efficient protocols more important than ever. As interoperability demands grow, so will the need for standardized protocols across manufacturers. Engineers who understand these trends will be in a strong position to shape the next generation of healthcare technology, one where data flows seamlessly and securely for better patient care. To wrap up, ports and protocols are the backbone of networking and medical devices. They provide the structure that allow devices to share critical data efficiently and securely. We covered what they are, why they matter, common examples, and best practices for using them safely. Remember, mastering these basics empowers you as an engineer to build systems that not only work but also protect patients. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing for more medical device engineering insights. Thank you for listening.